concerns. Try to have an open conversation with your patient and his family about their needs and expectations. It's important that you also express your needs and expectations and try to be honest, open, and willing to learn. Expectations is, something that sometimes we're not aware of what our true expectations are. There's always things that we talk about and things that we don't talk about in terms of our expectations and also our employer's expectations. So again, I want you to understand that sometimes expectations are not really feasible. They're not, something that's going to be fulfilled to 100%. And we have a tendency to adjust our expectations depending on, whatever reality we encounter. So perhaps our employers may expect you in the beginning to be their best friend, the husband and wife that they are missing, the housekeeper, the cleaner, the gardener, the driver, whatever. Perhaps jobs that many people have held in their life, and obviously you're not going to fulfill all of those empty spaces. And also, perhaps you also have expectations that may not be fulfilled, to be part of the family and so on. Sometimes people don't expect you to be part of the family. They expect you to be a professional, to be part of their, caregiving unit, and may ask you to be on the side and so on. So it's all a matter of learning and understanding each other's expectations and coming to terms with them. But I want to stress again one of the values that I spoke about on Friday, and that's perseverance, in terms that, even if it's not what you expected and you feel overwhelmed at the beginning by what they say or, and so on, give it time. Give it time for them to change their expectations and to realize your assets, and also for you to get used to the situation and perhaps change your attitude towards what you thought would be part of the job and what wouldn't be part of the job. So again, perseverance and tolerance. Okay, try to have an open conversation with your patient and his family. We stress the family as part of the caregiving unit in Israel, very much like in the Philippines. We're very family oriented. Very often, many family members will be part of the caregiving unit. Okay, always good to be honest and willing to learn. You're on a big learning curve. Gotta smile. You gotta smile all the time. Along the way, there may be changes in the patients or your expectations and needs. It's okay as long as you speak about it. If you maintain good communication, you can always talk again openly about your patient's expectations and your expectations and to re-coordinate them. Okay? Hopefully you'll make friends, you'll meet people, perhaps you'll want them to come visit you. Again, you have to talk to your employer if it's possible, if it isn't possible. Your life will be on a changing curve as well, right? This is the middle of your life. Hopefully good things will happen to you on a personal level as well. And so, yes, you have to be able to have good communication with your employer and his family. Step number 3, building trust. Trust is the basis for any relationship, and especially the relationship with your patient. And we all know that if trust is somehow broken, very difficult to regain it, okay? So what is trust all about? Reliability, sincerity, integrity, consistency, commitment, and competence. Big words. Let's talk a little bit about what each one of them may entail. So what is trust? Trust is one's willingness to be vulnerable to another based on the confidence that the other has goodwill, trustworthy component, honest and openness. It is shared belief that you can trust someone to achieve a common goal. You have to trust the family and your employer, and they have to trust you, right? You're in a compromised position, far away from home, from family, from friends. Okay, you have to trust them that they will not take advantage of you, that they will, maintain their promises in terms of the contract and otherwise. And they have to trust you that you're a good person. You're going to do your best with, all of your abilities to be a good caregiver, to, adapt yourself to their needs, to whatever it is that is, going to happen in the next few weeks, months, and years, hopefully. So sharing a belief that someone achieves a common goal, okay? At the base of trust, there are many elements. Respect for others. I think this is very obvious. Sincerity, very important to be sincere, to say what you think and think what express what's on your mind. Integrity, also, you have to be honest. You'll make mistakes. You have to come forth with it. Made a mistake. Something broke. Something wasn't on time. Something was different. Whatever. In order to preserve and build trust, you have to be sincere, okay? And you must maintain integrity and openness, okay? You can't cover up if something happens. You have to come forward and say this happened, that happened, so that they can trust you. Reliability, very important. You're going to say you're going to do something, you do it on time, etc. And consistency. I want to say a few more things about consistency. Everybody likes their routine. It makes a person feel safe, secure, calm, relaxed, especially, if they know what to expect and so on. Everyone has a place where they sit at the table, right? Everybody has the routine of what they like to do in the morning, in the middle of the day, in the evening, and so on. So consistency is very important also in the fact that you're going to be there to learn their routine and adjust yourself to that. Very important. And commitment. They have to understand that you are committed, and I think you also need their commitment to your well-being as also. So it's a mutual kind of a situation of building mutual trust. More ingredients for trust: a willingness to be vulnerable, a sense of security that the trust recipient will meet expectations, okay? Right? They have to feel secure that you're going to do your best to care for them. And goodwill, a belief that the recipient of the trust will protect the well-being of the trust giver, right? You're going to make decisions of how things will be running in the household and with their best interest at heart, always, not your best interest, but their best interest at heart. Reliability, the connection between predictability and goodwill. Honesty, well, can't say more about honesty, very obvious. We cannot trust people that we think are dishonest. So we have to present ourselves and prove ourselves to be honest, and they may test you. Sometimes people test, caregivers and other employers test people, They ask you to take a written test, a verbal test. They try to, trick you in some way to check who you are, what you are, what. So that's very often happens in any kind of a work situation. Openness and transparency, very important traits. We all tend to trust people if we have a sense that they're open and transparent and say what they feel and think. And reciprocity, treating others, okay, as we would like to be treated. I think that goes across all cultures and across all living beings. Everybody wants to be treated well and expects to be treated well. How to build trust and trusting relationship with your patient. Okay, some effective tools. Remember that your patient opens his most private space for you, his home. And like you, he has concerns, expectations, hopes from this relationship. Give trust and trust yourself. Trust the patient and trust the process of getting to know each other. If you trust the other, they will trust you. Always tell the truth. And if something bothers you, don't keep it inside. Try to talk about it. I want to stress again that you are entering this family, this employer's life at a crisis time, okay? This is the lowest point in his life so far. Coming to a decision that you need to bring a caregiver into your home to care for your ADL, for your everyday living, needs, is a very debilitating place in life. Okay, and people feel very, very low emotionally, physically, psychologically, and this is usually, the time of life where they feel the lowest. And so, in spite of the fact that you are also in a stressful situation, new place, new culture, new family, new job, with a lot of open ends that you don't know, they are also in that kind of a situation. So you must be mindful of where they are emotionally and psychologically, okay, and take the initiative to lower stress. Step number 4, creating the caregiving alliance. The caregiving alliance consists of 3 essential components: agreeing on the tasks, okay, they will tell you what they expect and so on, and you will understand what their needs are. Agreeing on the goals of the care, right? Being responsible and caring for their home, their property, their whatever. And developing a personal relationship consisting of mutual positive feelings, trust, and good communication. This is the basis of the caregiving alliance. The caregiving alliance is usually determined at the beginning of the relationship between the caregiver and the patient and constitutes a primary infrastructure for the relationship between them. Such a contract gives stability to the caregiving relationship and a sense of mutual responsibility and partnership. And I stress partnership, and hopefully you will be part of a team, and you must take the initiative to find out who are the other people in the family involved in caring for your employer, how much of a responsibility. Sometimes people divide responsibilities. One son or daughter is responsible for perhaps finances, another is responsible for health and other issues. So you must learn all about the different partners you have in the caregiving issues, and also take the initiative to kind of join the team. If they have a WhatsApp, if they have a Viber, if they have any kind of a group, yes, participate. And also, tell them it was a good day, it was a difficult week, we had this issue, that issue. Be proactive in relating what is going on in the caregiving situation that you experience, okay? That will allow them to be involved and to also respond to your needs. Step number 5, taking into account social and cultural components. Okay, this is this is a difficult part because you're still kind of green or new in the cultural situation. But again, I want to stress that Israel is a country made of immigrants from different countries, especially if the elderly people, most people have immigrated from someplace, not always speaking different languages, okay, different cultures. And you have to be very, very sensitive to whatever is going on in your particular family. Okay, part of Caregiving Alliance is to take into consideration social and cultural components. Okay, you and your patient come from different culture, you have different languages, styles, customs, preferences, and beliefs. It's okay to express your preference and to keep your customs, but it's better to talk about it and with your patient and reach an agreement. Try to take into account culture, values, customs, traditions of your patient. It includes food, daily routine, and habits. So I just want to say a few things about food, daily routine, and habits. Firstly, food is food, okay? Everybody needs to eat. Everybody enjoys their food. It's an important part of our life. And I would say that in your employers, very important that they enjoy their food. There isn't a whole lot of things to give them pleasure at this point in their life, and food makes a big, big influence on that. And the kitchen, as we've said before, is a very sensitive place in every household, right? And more so in a Jewish household. if they, if they keep the dietary laws, way with every household is totally different, and how they observe the dietary laws. If they do, and if they don't be assaulted. If at first they ask you not to eat with them, not to put your food here or there or the other place, etc., etc., until they trust you. And this is what we're talking about. We're talking about building trust. When they trust you, that you know and respect the way things are run in their kitchen, then things will definitely be part of your routine, and you'll feel at home in the kitchen as well. But take the time to learn and to be observant and to ask many questions. They know that you know nothing about Jewish home and households and so on. So it is their responsibility for them to teach you and for you to ask. Okay, ask, and ask again. Okay, very important about food and daily routine as well. I'll just say that in Israel, most homes are heated with solar heaters. And that means that in the summer, we have a lot of hot water that's free. And in the winter, we have less hot water that's free. And very often homes are, are heated. They heat their hot water, not just the air in the home, with electricity. Electricity is quite expensive, and old people don't like to spend money, right? They have different issues about money. I don't know if they're aware of how much money, what things cost, but sometimes they have opinions about what should and shouldn't be done. And so you must be sensitive about, adjusting your schedule of when to take your shower, when to do, all your personal needs to take care of them, and respect the fact that, right, everybody wants to save energy and money. And also, I want to talk about lost the word. Ooh. Okay. Not putting photos on social media. Okay. Respect your employer's personal space. And even if you ask them and they say yes, it doesn't necessarily mean that they understand where the photos are going. So no posting pictures, names, or any kind of information on social media. Keep a blog, keep a diary, talk about your employer to family and friends. Don't show, specifics about them on social media. This is, very important that you understand and that you respect them and their privacy. And of course, this is the rule of thumb. If in doubt, no, you don't post anything about your employer or their family. Okay. So I invite you to discuss, to comment, to ask questions. What do you think is the most complex step in building a relationship in trust? What do you think is the easiest step? Do you have any concerns about any one of the steps? Remember, you can always practice and improve. Very, very important. I'm going to go back to the first slide with all the steps on them. And I invite you to comment on any one of the steps that we talked about. Wait, where is that? There is that slide. There we go. All right. Creating good communication, coordination of expectations, building trust, creating the caregiving alliance, and taking into account social and cultural components. Anybody like to share or ask a question about anything? Politics, Jewish people, homes? Any concerns, any thoughts? Anat, are you still with us?
Sarah said the ear open to hear an answer. Any subject? Yes. Still working on our. Maybe any question about the steps?
about a Jewish household or a non-Jewish household or language barriers, if anyone has any questions or would like to share an experience of having worked in a different culture. Anyone?
Any of you ladies that can share maybe about former job, work, presentable. Talk about how long it takes us to build a relationship with the place and the experience.
We have a shy group today. It's okay. You know, take the time. You can write if you have any questions or if anyone has any, you know, anything we can all learn from your experience in the past.
Hopefully, we'll take questions or any kind of message.
Well, listen, guys, it's a lot to think about. I'd like to say that tomorrow we're going to meet. Are we going to meet a caregiver that has worked in Israel for a while and will relate to us her experience and share with us her tips on, you know, how to do a good job and what's important and what she has learned from her experience. And I invite you to, you know, think about questions you'd like to ask her. Anat?
Yes, so
Yeah.
thank you, Sarah. As Sarah said, experienced caregiver will join us and share about her experience, but also her difficulties here and difficulties of working here in a new country, foreign culture. Okay, so feel free to ask about that as well. She's wonderful and welcoming, and I'm sure she will be happy to answer any questions. So I invite you to think about questions, and if you don't feel comfortable asking on Zoom, please feel free to write it down on the chat. You can write me privately, and I will ask on your behalf or another. And of course, I will send you the recording of today's meeting tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, which we will have the final meeting. I hope to see you all there. And later today, I will send you another recorded session. And of course, we are here. We are available. And it's been lovely seeing you, ladies. I'm really glad you could join us. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow, we will start at 1 o'clock. We will meet at 1:45, okay? But we will begin at 1. Right, everyone? So I hope to see you all there. Have a lovely afternoon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, ladies.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you to both of you lovely ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.